Hello everybody, hope everybody is doing well. Back with another channel message today, if I can get my camera right. Not feeling anything in any particular way, but I do have the archetype cards deck. This is available in my store. It's $20 if you guys are interested. But this does tell me that we're going to get a certain type of person, a certain personality type. So this might be you, an energy you're experiencing. This might be somebody that you're connecting to. I think it'll all kind of come out once we start getting into it. These cards are really hard for me to shuffle. Okay, so the two cards that we have come out that I think is kind of necessary to speak on today are the Seeker and the Poet. Now, there's a light attribute to these types of archetypes, and there's a shadow attribute. If you've spoken to me, you've gotten readings by me, watch my channel, you know I talk about there's two types of energy. There's a yin and a yang energy. There's semantics, there's many different words that it can be called. Light, dark, light, shadow, positive, negative, masculine, feminine, left, right, okay? And so the light attribute of the Seeker is a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. However, the shadow attribute, or the kind of opposite energy of that, right, is an inability to commit to a path once found. The light attribute of the Poet expresses soul insights in a symbolic language. However, the opposite, or the shadow attribute to that, turns a lyric gift to a negative or destructive effect. So what they're showing me is, for whoever this is resonating for out there, the energy right now feels very much so like we are seeking something, like we are searching for something. This energy feels very Page of Swords to me, if you're familiar with tarot. This feels very inquisitive. This feels very curious. This feels like we are searching for a new way to connect with people, possibly romantic, possibly friendships, but it feels more so like on a bigger level, on like a soul tribe level, on like a career level, really out there searching for more wisdom. This is actually a very nice energy because it makes me feel good about the sort of people that are now starting to kind of subscribe to me and starting to watch my channels, because, I can tell how these collective readings go from like one sort of main collective energy to another, right? And how those of you that have been with me in the beginning and then, my ears ringing, my left ears ringing, but to see you kind of grow on your ascension journey, because this to me feels like a leveling up on an ascension level. This feels like seeking more truth, seeking more wisdom, seeking new ways to perceive life in the world that I will say we're kind of foreign to you before. So it feels like whoever this is resonating for, somebody who's really coming out of like the religion aspect of spirituality, stepping more into like, I know that I don't know anything, and finding strength and power within that to admit that you don't know, and admit that there's more to life, and you want to no longer be a bystander in it, but you want to actively get out. You have this inquisitive, curious mind. I'm feeling very much so like some of you are getting into esoteric teachings, looking into past like masonry, kind of like secrets and codes of the earth, right? I'm seeing a lot of Egypt right now, like the pyramids. So I don't know if you guys are wanting to like travel to Egypt, or just getting into like so much stuff is flooding in, like astrology and how the pyramids relate to the astrology. For somebody out there, I really feel like you're starting to dive into sort of head first this rabbit hole. Now, I will say, within that, it does feel like an energy of being overwhelmed. It feels like there's a lot to it. And I think in some ways, you start to feel like less connected than you did when you had a sort of solid structure, like a solid religious structure or book or archetype to follow and be. And now that you're sort of putting this energy out there of like seeking, you're putting the energy out there that you don't know everything and you don't have everything figured out, and maybe what you once knew isn't actually fact. And when the energy you put out is the energy you give, right? In this case, it is beautiful. However, it does feel like you get a little overwhelmed and you do feel a little lost, and maybe more lost than you did before. And you're having a hard time sort of, because it feels like you want to commit to something, right? Like that's what we've been raised to do, is like find something you believe in that you think is worthy, that whatever the case may be for you, gives you fulfillment, and you stick to it and you devote yourself to it, regardless if that energy sways from positive to negative or left to right or whatever that may be. If you chose something, you stick to it and you devote to it. That's what your past teachings have told you. And so now that you're opening up to this new sort of level of consciousness and understanding of how the universe unfolds and how everything is connected and how God is within all of us, actually, I think you get a little anxious because there's not one solid thing that you can latch onto, because that's what spirituality is, my friend. That's what the universe is. There's no beginning, there's no end, there's no point of contact, there's no linear anything. It's everything at once. Even time. I'm hearing time is something some of you have been looking into, like alternate timelines and stuff. Which, if any of you are interested, I do offer coffee with Casey now. It's $1 per minute, where you basically pick as long as you want to talk to me, and we have like a spiritual conversation. I can tell you how alternate timelines work. I can tell you how incarnation works. I can tell you from what I channel, not just what I think, but what the guides tell me. So if any of you are interested in that, please let me know. I didn't mean for this to be a little, always be plugging, but it feels like some of you are looking into sort of alternate timelines and being a little mind blown. Like I'm starting to get a headache even of how everything is happening at once. And it feels like I'm getting a really intense headache right here. Who I'm speaking to, who's watching this, like you can feel the understanding, but it's very hard for you to put into words for other people. It's like I feel your energy wanting to help people come to this sort of all-encompassing, kind of all-loving, get out of the matrix, like come with me, but it feels like a lone journey, and it feels like you don't know how to express it to them to get them to come with you. This is a very interesting message. However, you have to remember that, like, how did you get here? Did somebody like tell you, or did you all of a sudden start elevating and seeking more and looking around you and realizing that things are no longer serving you? You found it on your own, is what I'm saying. You find God on your own. Nobody else can tell you. Okay? So, I think that whoever I'm speaking to, you tend to get a little hard on yourself. You tend to feel like I'm not connecting as much. I'm not good enough. I don't understand enough. I'm not smart enough. It's like maybe you want to read tarot. Maybe you want to be a preacher. Maybe you want to write a book. I don't know, something, but you're like, but I can't do that. I'm not like strong. I was going to say smart, but I said strong enough to do that. I'm not burst enough to do that. Who am I to read tarot? I just started my spiritual journey. Well, let me tell you something. Of course, I've been psychic my whole life, as have you. But, I realized I was psychic, and literally 30 days later, I was hand-holding baby psychics, teaching them how to do their clairvoyance and shit. So there's no, thing you need to be first. You don't have to. This is a huge life lesson. I feel like that has been coming up over and over in all the readings I'm doing. But you don't have to master something before you start teaching it. Fuck, there's a fucking words of affirmation on in my store today that said something along the lines of like, when you teach someone something, it gives you the opportunity to learn it yourself, to relearn it yourself, to collaborate, right? So share it how you understand it. I don't understand why that's, there's like a hermit energy where you are going within yourself and you're starting to go down the rabbit hole and, open yourself up to endless possibilities of what life could mean and how life could be more beautiful and less caged than it has been for you in the past. But I'm being more so drawn to the shadow attribute of the poet, where it's like you're taking this gift of this information and this knowledge and everything that you've been seeking, and you're sort of keeping it to yourself when you really need to be sharing it with the world. But you get this mindset where like, you shouldn't be doing that. You're not good enough to do that. Who are you to do that? I got to keep doing or nobody's going to believe me. Nobody's going to come with me. Everyone's just going to think I'm crazy, right? Well, that's how I felt as well. And here y'all are watching this, not thinking I'm crazy. So that's the message. Continue to seek. It is a lone journey. You can't force people to come with you, but all you can do is share your experiences and share your understanding in hopes that it at least affects one more person. I hope that resonated for you. More than anything, I hope I helped you in some way. Thank you so much for subscribing. I hope you guys have a beautiful day.